Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2014 Volvo XC70 T6. Now this XC70 is showing just under 88,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included CarFax report, alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll take you on a quick condition overview on both the interior and the exterior, as well as showing you some of its more notable features. Now starting here, of course, looking at the exterior condition, this paint is a really nice shade of white. It's a very pure white without a lot of metallic getting in the way, and as you can see, it's got a really nice even glossy finish. And although we are in friendly lighting, if you will, you can see looking into the sun there's only minor imperfections in the paint surface. Largely it presents very, very nicely. Also, one thing to look at is this plastic cladding that is the widest point of the vehicle hold the mirrors, and you can see it's free of any scuffing or damage or scrapes, and it's got that nice original deep shine to it. It doesn't have any patches that have lost color. It presents very well. Now, of course, I'll take you really close to the panel so as to look for any dings or dents. As we make our way onto the driver's door, you can't see any imperfections in the way the light cascades off the paint there. But as you can see, you do have a couple of scratches as we pass the beginning of the passenger door here. And I noticed the smallest little ding possible. If you look at the tree line, you might be able to see how it's bending the light, but it's the most minor of dings that I could possibly notice. Now, of course, taking a look at the condition of the wheels and tires, you'll see these beautiful 6-spoke 18-inch wheels. I love the two-tone finish. You have that nice metallic gray on the interior of the spokes, and the outer face is a nice brushed metal finish. This is the only wheel with any truly notable damage. As you can see just there around 11 o'clock, it is missing a little bit of material. Looks like somebody did catch a curb with it, but otherwise the wheel presents nicely, and the finish of the paint and the metal surfaces all look very nice. Here at the front, you'll see the outer rim of the wheel is in very nice condition, not showing any curb rash as we saw in the back, and you'll see the tires have plenty of life left and are worn evenly. I do like the way that this black plastic cladding contributes to the contrast with the white paint alongside those nice light and dark themed wheels. Very, very attractive spec here on the XC70. Now taking a look at the front fascia, we'll start by looking at the headlight lenses. You'll notice they are very clear with no oxidation or discoloring or scratches. They, of course, promote a very clean look up here at the front, especially with that white, silver, and chrome trim here in the grille. Of course, you do have your Volvo badging just there, surrounded by that black honeycomb, which matches the plastic cladding, which you'll notice is in very nice shape. Of course, you do have a couple of very minor paint chips, as one may expect with a vehicle of this vintage and mileage, but nothing major. Largely, it's in very nice shape up here at the front. So now we'll take a look here at the passenger side. Again, going very close to the panel, looking for any dings, dents, or scratching. And as I make my way back, I can't notice any dents as we make our way to the quarter panel. And all the way to the back of the vehicle, it looks very, very nice and well cared for. Now we'll take a look here at the wheel. Again, only a little bit of minor, that might even just be a little bit of grime there in the outer rim. And then here on the right side, we do have some general light curb rash. Of course, the cladding, same as the driver's side, presenting very nicely, and a small scratch in the leading edge of the passenger door, the rear passenger door, pardon me. And all the way to the back, that cladding looks very nice, and just a little bit of, again, some minor curb rash there around 1 o'clock on the wheel. You can see the way they've stamped XC logo into the actual wheel itself. Looks very nice. Now taking a look at the rear of the vehicle, of course that rear glass is in great shape, and all of your chrome badging shining very nicely. As you can see, T6 and all-wheel drive. Of course, that all-wheel drive is going to be very useful in the coming months here in New England, but also that T6 indicates the powertrain in this vehicle, which we'll get to in just a moment. Now looking at the lower portion of the rear bumper, you will find this nice silver diffuser panel, flanked by two nice exhaust tips there. And just in the middle, you have a nice towing package here at the back of the XC70. This is a capable vehicle to tow any small loads that you may see fit. So next up, we'll make our way to the interior. where you'll find a very attractive spec to match that white and black contrast on the exterior. Pardon me. Looking at the seating arrangement here in the Volvo, you'll notice some really interesting stitching pattern and a bolster that's in largely very nice shape. You're only missing a little bit of color on that interior bit of piping just there, but largely the materials are very soft. They feel great to the touch. And the passenger seat is in excellent shape all the way to the bottom, where you'll notice a couple of very small marks, but nothing major whatsoever. Carpeting looks very nice as well. As I make my way inside, you can take a look at the general condition, but first let's start it up. Now, as it indicates just there, it is keyless start, but you can put your key in there, which will actually charge the key, or if the key's battery is low, it'll be easier for the vehicle to detect it when it's in that slot. But I will push start button just there. It fires up without any hesitation. You can see I do have the gauge cluster in I think a very well-fitting kind of teal theme, but with a very simple selection of controls over here on the left stalk. I can very easily change that theme to either a sporty red aggressive gauge cluster or a bit of a color-matched beige relatively calm gauge cluster. But my personal favorite is this teal color. Of course, I love any customization options in these new digital gauge clusters, and Volvo was doing it relatively early. Now look at condition here. Taking a look at the dashboard, you'll find it crack-free or free of any damage to note. Looks very nice. If you see that screen flickering at all, that's only due to the camera's effect. To the human eye, it looks absolutely perfect. Moving down a little bit, you do have this really nice wooden trim carrying across the dashboard and onto the door panels, which are nicely coated in this stitched leather that feels just as nice as the seats I mentioned. On both sides, it's in very nice condition. And here on the steering wheel, you'll notice nice thick stitching on that interior wrap of the steering wheel. It feels great in the hand, and it's only showing minor wear, again, as one might expect with a vehicle of this mileage. Seeing a little bit of use marks there, but nothing out of the ordinary. It looks very nice. Looking at the controls on the steering wheel for your cruise and media controls, that all looks excellent. And I love that nice satin chrome finish that not only is present on the steering wheel, but in multiple places throughout the interior, like here through the center console. You'll see all of your switches still showing all of their original text and function exactly as intended. You also have just below your gear selector showing a little bit more of that trim with a selectable gear mode. You see in sport mode just there on the left. So that's a nice feature to have, as well as this vehicle does not have paddle shifters. Rain sensing wipers, of course. Volvo does provide a very luxurious experience even in their utilitarian vehicles such as this. Now here you have a little bit more of that beautiful wooden trim, and if I slide it back, you'll notice plenty of storage, a power outlet, and some cup holders in a nice convenient spot for you. And you'll notice on some of these Volvos, these rolling covers actually bind up, and the handles maybe wiggle around. This one is very solid. As you just saw, it works exactly as you would expect. And just behind it here is a nice center console with these nice metal tabs to open it up, and plenty of extra storage, as well as your aux input and power outlet. So we've covered a lot up here at the front, but I think it's fitting we make our way up underneath the hood and take a look at that T6 powertrain. I'll see you there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm up here at the front of the XC70 with the hood open. You can hear this transverse mounted straight six idling very smoothly. I'll let you listen. And you'll notice all of the reservoirs are free of any leaking around the edges. They look very clean. The plastics on top of the motor and all of the surrounding areas looks very nice. Same goes for the metal panels here at the front. You'll notice all of the hardware on the fenders is free of any tick marks on those painted edges, so it's a good way to tell if that has been removed in the past, and it appears these have not. And you'll of course see some minor pitting on the exterior finish of some of these parts, but absolutely no issue structurally. You can see all of the rubber mounts for that front roll mount on the engine is still in great shape and functioning exactly as it should. Of course, having 6 cylinders at your disposal, you get really smooth power deployment from this power plant, and a very nice and tried and true powertrain from Volvo. They've put this T6 engine in many of their models, and they tend to be very reliable and efficient. So next up, I'm going to make my way to the rear seating area. where you'll find it equally well appointed to the front. Very, very nice leather. It has that same soft to the touch feel, and also very durable with all of this very nice thick stitching and a very interesting pattern as well. You'll see you also have a drop-down armrest here in the center and a power outlet just ahead of you. Carpeting is all in very nice shape here in the back, especially for being beige. You'll see there's no real imperfections to note. And as I make my way in the back, sitting behind where I would comfortably drive the car, I still have a couple of inches of legroom. I am about 6'4", sitting behind where I would drive, so you will comfortably fit 4 adults here in the back of the XC70. And you can see a very nice view of your front cockpit. It's very clean, very, very high quality, as well as your little private climate vents just here on your B-pillar. Now lastly, we'll make our way to the rear of the vehicle. As you can see, opens right up without hesitation. You have a bunch of very clean carpeting here in the rear. You also have these nice all-weather mats for all 4 of your footwells. And underneath this nice thick protective carpeting, it's also very, very clean. So largely, this vehicle is in great shape. You do have loads of cargo space, and actually while I'm here, I'm gonna quickly drop down those rear seats so you get a true idea of the cargo potential here in the back. All right, so as you can see, I've dropped those seats down. It's very easy using a switch on either far point of the seat, and these seats all drop down. You can see you have a very high load floor as well, or a load capacity, pardon me, and it also goes very deep into the cabin, all the way up to the back of the front seats. So of course, very, very practical, but also you do have not only the safety that Volvo is so well known for, but also the high-end build quality and the dependability of that nice T6 inline 6 motor. So if you have any further questions related to this Volvo XC70, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you will find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.